Deep in the trenches of Steam during the summer sale, I stumbled across a gem of a game called UltraCop, which I knew nothing about. What caught my eye first was the charming low-poly aesthetic of the 1990s and early 2000s that I love so much, and I decided to put it on my wish list to revisit whenever it was on sale. However, upon my amazing detective work, I noticed that this game was $2. You know what else is almost $2? A Twix bar. Now, I don't know about you, but I love Twix. And I also love retro-style shooters. So I decided to bite the $2 bullet so we can finally answer once and for all, is UltraCop better than a Twix bar? Made by world-renowned developer, this guy, known for famous stalwart titles such as this thing, UltraCop released in November of 2024 and advertises itself as a, quote, challenging retro arcade FPS third-person shooter straight from the late 90s. The crime wars have started, and it's up to the UltraCops to bring back ultimate justice. Use mechs, riot cars, and serious firepower to bring the pain to the criminal underworld in this 6th generation Y2K inspired game. And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what this game delivers. UltraCop consists of 4 levels at our disposal. Blomgrid, a downtown city overrun by a drug syndicate. Durban Harbor, a docking area swarming with cartel members smuggling human clones and organs. The Paro suburb, overtaken with UN forces and their depopulation bombs, yes really. And the Sun God Resort, as being held captive by terrorists.
You have to stop calling them terrorists.
No, I don't think I will.
With a nuclear bomb. But none of that matters because there is justice to dispense.
Prepare to be fucked by the long dick of the law!
Each level fundamentally works the same. You're given 4 objectives: blow up a few small things, blow up a big thing, rescue hostages, and exfil. When you first spawn in, you'll begin at the police blockades with several AI allies, whom, to be honest, aren't very useful. Hey buddy, help me out, lay down some covering fire. An arsenal featuring a host of different weapons ranging from shotguns to rifles, SMGs, handguns, and 2 vehicles at your disposal. A squad car, which is the most fun when you barrel into people going full speed and watch them explode, and a mech that looks suspiciously like Ed 209.
Your move, creep.
Side note, there are actually 2, as the game calls them, experimental vehicles. A tank where you can't fire the cannon, interesting choice, and a helicopter that reminds me a lot of the Falcon from Halo Reach. But as the game does warn, using either of these will completely ruin the difficulty and challenge that is offered because you're basically invincible when using them. But you know what? I say fuck all that nonsense. Let's grab those dual Berettas and Max Payne this shit up. Oof. One thing to know about this game is, despite how short it is and how small the levels are, there is a real challenge here. Each level supplies unique enemy types, and while the cannon fodder enemies will go down a few hits, the elite enemies are much more difficult and sometimes require multiple magazines of firepower before they can be put down. The most vicious of all these enemies in the game though are these friggin' sentry guns. Who is supplying drug dealers with sentry guns? But yes, the difficulty can be very challenging if you aren't cracked out and used to these kind of shooters. It's funny, while playing this game, I couldn't help but feel like this was some weird cross hybrid of Slave Zero and Die Hard. And honestly, what I love most about this game is how it truly feels like one of those jank retro shooters that I grew up loving. This wouldn't have been a PS2 or an Xbox title, no, UltraCop, had it existed back then, would have 1000% been a cult classic on the Sega Dreamcast.
But how is the actual gameplay though?
Really fun actually. The fast movement speed, bunny hopping, the quick reactions from enemies, the random hazards that you'll encounter across the map like landmines or enemies wearing explosive vests will keep you on your toes. And when you get shot up by the enemy, there are health, armor, and even vehicle health pickups scattered across the map to help you out. The gameplay with all the various weapons is fun and satisfying. but some weapons are certainly more fun than others. The dual Berettas and the battle rifle are probably the best guns to use in the game. You also get a rocket launcher to help you out against some of the stronger enemies, but the AI for the enemies isn't very strong, and your fellow officer's AI is way worse than that.
Just because they're stupid doesn't mean they can't kill you quickly if you're caught out in the open. You gotta watch your back because enemies will respawn behind you.
But in addition to shooting the enemies, blowing them up, running them over, or setting them on fire, you can also pick them up and throw them into environmental hazards, which is a fun touch. Something that I didn't expect from this game was the little extra touches of detail that were added in. The music in this game, while simple, is perfect and fits the tone and atmosphere of being this one-man army of justice. Enemies when caught on fire give out hilarious dialogue. And headshots in the game are satisfying. Also, shout out to my boy JG Roos for including the ping of the M14 when it runs dry. Ugh, such a nice touch.
The guns, for the exception of the crossbow and the shitty pump shotgun, pack a satisfying punch.
Also, there are destructible elements in this game. For example, inside the casino, all the slot machines and tables can be destroyed. When blowing up the cartel cargo ship in the harbor, you see it shattering into dozens of glorious low-res polygons. Same as vehicles, and I just can't help but love this game. Also, when running around the maps, you'll see advertisements on billboards or spoof names of locations and entities. While most of these are pretty funny, there's one that's a bit... But overall, that wasn't enough to deter me from playing, beating, and recommending this game to anyone who likes old retro shooters. So now that you've dispensed justice through the 4 locales, what happens next? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Your options are to play it again, which I did, or close the game. Really, my only critique of UltraCop is that I wish there was more of it. And honestly, that's the best point of criticism you can give something. Again, this game is only $1.99. So one last time before the end credits. Is UltraCop better than a Twix bar? Yeah.
If JG Roos is somehow watching this, please, let's make an UltraCop 2. I'm all in. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next video.